Have you ever watched your child play or try to interact with you, and a tiny whisper of, "Is this normal?" pops into your head? Maybe a developmental milestone feels a little off, or their reactions just seem different from other kids their age. I know that feeling. It's that protective instinct kicking in. And when it comes to something as important as your child's development, it's natural to have questions. You might feel a mix of worry, confusion, and even a little bit of fear. But what if I told you that being aware of potential early signs of autism isn't something to dread, but rather an incredibly powerful tool that can open doors to early support and incredible outcomes for your child? Today, we're going to walk through the common early signs of autism spectrum disorder from infancy through toddlerhood. We'll be looking at insights from leading organizations like the CDC, the National Institute of Mental Health, and the Mayo Clinic. This video isn't about diagnosing your child. That's a job for medical professionals. But it is about empowering you with the knowledge to recognize potential red flags and know exactly when to act. Let's get this video started. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Three Koi Fishes channel. We're a team of parents with over 80 years of combined experience. We're here to give you the clarity and confidence you need to build a parenting strategy that helps your toddler thrive, all by sharing the insights and research by many experts in the parenting field. Today's topic is incredibly important for early development, understanding the early signs of autism spectrum disorder in children. As parents, we are our child's first and most important observers. We spend the most time with them, and we know them best. So, if you have a gut feeling that something might be different, trust that instinct. My goal today is to give you clear, actionable information so you can turn those worries into proactive steps if needed. The experts tell us that the symptoms of autism typically fall into two main categories: social communication and interaction, and restricted or repetitive behaviors and interests. We'll break these down by age because what's typical at 6 months looks different than at 24 months. Let's start with social communication and interaction in infants, specifically by 6 to 9 months. This is where we look at how babies connect with the world and the people around them. Up first is limited or no eye contact. Are they looking into your eyes when you feed them or when you talk to them? Babies typically start making eye contact pretty early on. Next sign to look for is few or no big smiles or other warm, joyful expressions. Do they light up when they see you? Are those smiles shared back and forth? Little or no back and forth sharing of sounds, smiles, or other facial expressions. This is what we call joint attention. It's that natural dance where you smile, they smile back, you make a sound, they try to imitate it. If that back and forth isn't happening, it's something to note. These are just initial observations, but they're important clues. Remember, we're looking for patterns, not just a single instance. If you're finding this information helpful so far, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps us know we're addressing topics you care about. Now let's look at toddlers by 12 to 24 months, still focusing on social communication and interaction. This is a crucial time for language and social development. 1. Does not respond to their name by 9 months of age. If you call their name repeatedly and they rarely turn or acknowledge you, this is a significant red flag. 2. Little or no babbling by 12 months. Are they making those baba or dada sounds? The building blocks of speech. 3. Does not use gestures like pointing, showing, or waving by 12 months. This is how toddlers communicate before they have many words. If they want something, do they point? Do they wave goodbye? 4. Has few or no words by 16 months. While every child develops at their own pace, there are general guidelines for word count. 5. Does not speak in two-word phrases by 24 months. This is the beginning of combining words to express more complex ideas, like more milk or daddy go. 6. May seem to prefer playing alone and retreat into their own world. While independent play is healthy, a consistent lack of interest in interacting with others can be a sign. 7. Has difficulty understanding other people's feelings. Do they notice if you're sad? Do they offer comfort? 8. May lose previously acquired speech, babbling, or social skills. This is a particularly important red flag. If your child was doing something, like saying words or making eye contact, and then stopped, that warrants immediate attention. These communication milestones are essential because they show how a child is building connections with the world. Next, let's move to the second main category, restricted or repetitive behaviors and interests. This category describes behaviors that might seem unusual or intense. Repetitive movements such as 1. Flaps hands, rocks their body, or spins in circles. These are often called stemming behaviors. While all kids might do these occasionally, the intensity, frequency, or context can be a sign. 2. Lines up toys or other objects and becomes upset when the order is changed. This can indicate a strong need for order and predictability. 3. Plays with toys in the same way every time. Instead of imaginative or buried play, they might repeat the same action with a toy over and over. As parents, it's easy to dismiss some of these as just a phase or quirks, and sometimes they are. But when combined with other signs, they become part of a larger picture. Then we have insistence on sameness. Some signs to look for are: 1. Becomes very upset by minor changes in routine. If a slight change in the path you take to the park or a different sequence in the bedtime routine causes a major meltdown. 2. Has obsessive or highly focused interests. They might become intensely fixated on a very specific topic, object, or activity, often excluding other interests. 3. May prefer certain foods and refuse to eat foods with certain textures. This goes beyond typical picky eating and can be very restrictive. It's not just about what they do, but also how they react to changes in their environment. Finally, under this category, we look at unusual reactions to sensory input. Look for signs such as 1. Is overly sensitive or undersensitive to sounds, lights, smells, or textures. They might cover their ears at common sounds or, conversely, seek out intense sensory experiences. They might be very bothered by tags on clothes or fascinated by a specific texture. 2. May have an unusual fascination with parts of objects, such as the spinning wheels of a skateboard. Instead of riding a bike as a whole, they might just focus on one small, repetitive part. These sensory differences can be a big indicator because they show how a child processes the world around them. Now, I want to be absolutely clear on something critically important. This video is not a diagnostic tool. Seeing 1 or 2 of these signs does not automatically mean your child has autism. Many typical children might show some of these behaviors at various stages. However, if you are seeing multiple signs across both categories, if these behaviors are persistent, or if you have any gut feeling at all that something is off with your child's development, it is absolutely essential to talk to your child's pediatrician. Your pediatrician can conduct developmental screenings. These are simple assessments that help determine if your child is meeting typical developmental milestones. If they identify any areas of concern, they can refer you to specialists like developmental pediatricians, neurologists, or psychologists for a comprehensive evaluation. Why is early action so important? Because early diagnosis and intervention can significantly improve a child's development and long-term outcomes. The brain is incredibly malleable in early childhood, and targeted therapies can make a world of difference. As parents, our job is to advocate for our children. If you have concerns, don't wait. Don't worry about being that parent. You are doing your best to ensure your child gets the support they need to thrive. If this video has helped you feel more informed, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more parents like you who need this vital information. Consider subscribing to the channel to help promote it and ensure you don't miss our next video. And don't forget to check out the links in the description box below for direct access to the reputable resources we discussed today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.